Good afternoon.
You know, you really don't learn to appreciate something unless you've been through it or until you've done research about it. And I think this contest has really taught me to appreciate what my ancestors have sacrificed before me so that I can have a great future. And so I just have to thank Ms. Thompson and Dr. Rentz just for that opportunity. Thank you so much. So if Dr. King were here today, I think we'd all say he had an interesting day. He would see how far our nation has come over the past 43 years. He would see how much racism and discrimination has been reduced. And reasonably, he'll see a few flaws. Not necessarily in the government structure, but in the people. It seems that my generation has been seduced into the drunken condition of immediate pleasures. The pleasures of playing now, having sex now, and then living off of grandma's paycheck for the rest of our lives. Maybe the cause is our unwillingness to work hard toward what we get, or hard toward success. Did we get so relaxed that we've lost our desire to be truly successful? Have we given into the contemporary peer pressures of our time? Or maybe is it that the lack of economic empowerment is one of the major causes of living in poverty? Certainly the lack of a quality education, unequal access to job opportunities, and the lack of access to equal financial services definitely leads to poverty. And in spite of our race, in spite of our progress as a race, African Americans have unequal access to three things: quality education, jobs, and wealth. And this unequal access keeps us from gaining economic empowerment. Any one of these reasons alone can lead to economic troubles, but when faced with a block wall of unequal opportunity, they can be devastating. It's the reason why from 1957 to his death, Dr. King would travel over 6 million miles and speak over 2,500 times to empower a broken economy. If no one in my generation aspires to be that next doctor, that next lawyer, the next president, who will? And slowly the U.S. will see a generation that started off with a bright future slowly sink into a deep, dark abyss. Maybe this is something Dr. King would scrutinize if he were here. Maybe. Now, statistics predict that 1/3 of people born of color today will likely spend some part of their lives behind bars. And since this is so, the government is building jailhouses accordingly. Because many youth are in impoverished communities, opportunities are limited, and as a result, many males have turned to criminal behavior. And the dropout rates prove that there is a strong relationship between the dropout rates and criminal behavior. As a result, there are more African American males in prison than in college. What has happened to the youth? We've lost the youth. The inventors, the doctors, the lawyers, and presidents that Dr. King worked so hard to see come to fruition will all be absent in the near future if this continues. Why? Because of someone's failure to dream in their youth. So what must happen to my generation? I'm glad you asked. We have to shift our paradigm, our way of thinking. I'm the victor, not the victim. We're going to have to decree that every day. We're going to have to be like Dr. King and say, I do have a dream. And there's not one person on the planet who's going to keep me from reaching it. We'll have to be like St. Paul and shift our paradigm from, I'm weak, that dream is way too big for me to chase, to what he said in Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. And when someone tries to deter what their dream is, we'll have to rub it off and look the other way. Why? Because we realize that we're all going up together. And it's going to take a lot more than one ignorant person's opinion to stop that progress. And the truth of the matter is that people of color don't have equal access to job opportunities and financial services. And some of the same mindsets our ancestors had over 40 years ago has somehow lingered their way into our current time and age, not just among the youth, but among the adults, thus affecting the way we behave, affecting the way we interact with different ethnicities and cultures, and most of all, the way we think. So I encourage us today, people, we have to shift our paradigm, our way of thinking, so that we can begin to dream again. Because when we begin to dream again, we begin to shift our economy. Thank you so much. Thank you.